Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on a beautiful Saturday night, Pat. We got friends. We got meat on the grill. I can't wait. There are some weird noises going on.
I can tell you exactly what that noise is.
What is that noise?
That's my cat clawing at the back door trying to get out.
Oh, yeah? Is that really?
100%.
Oh, jeez. I honestly thought...
She's relentless.
I think there's some weird noises coming over. Yeah.
I honestly thought it was because you're not blowing up a bike. Or not a bike, like a bike tire. Yes. Yeah. I was like, what in the world could she be doing over there?
When I came in today, Pat's like, I'm in the yard. And so I went in the yard. Nobody. And then there was nobody. So I was like, oh, he's probably inside. But then I opened the door and there was no one. I'm inside the house. I won't die. Everybody decent?
Put your pants on.
I'm in the house. And then Pat goes, I'm in the garage. And I was like, I immediately stepped back out.
The best, we used to do that every single time we'd come to Pat's when he used to live with his parents in his apartment. I would come up the stairs, put your pants on.
But yeah, I remember that.
Because nobody wants to come into somebody's house and ain't got no pants on.
Because I do sit around pantsless all the time. It's a very common thing with me.
He always has just a shirt on, whitey tighties, and no pants.
Whitey tighties. So I said a long shirt and free flow.
It's like that. It's like
That's
a
a mental image I
nightgown,
can't
like
get rid
an
of.
old-timey Western nightgown.
Chris is like, I'll take that whiskey now. Just
Yeah.
a little bit of whiskey.
And those
into
long,
the eyes.
Those long tube socks that don't stay up. They're just like crinkled around the ankles.
They've been washed too many times.
With a big old nightcap with a little ball at the end.
That reminds me, so this morning we're going for a run, and I've had some really bad luck of people just kind of just getting in front of me, walking-wise, and just being the absolute slowest people in the entire world.
And then sitting in the middle of the sidewalk so you can't really
Yes,
go around.
like, because you don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of stuck there. And there's this one dude, he was walking, trying to pull his pants leg up. I don't know what I honestly had no idea what he was trying to do, but he's trying to pull his pants leg up. So he's trying to get around, but every time I would try to get around, he let his pants leg go down and he'd start walking again. I'm like, what? So then
He's tearing you apart psychologically.
Yes, yeah. He had me on the ropes. I was like, what are we doing here, bud? Are we dancing? Are we not dancing? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on a wonderful Saturday night. You can check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast S&P. Check us, or we're on the YouTubes. You can catch us anywhere, wherever you're catching us as for the podcast. We appreciate
all the
you.
major platforms.
Yes.
And minor.
And so we appreciate you just checking us out. We're on YouTube. If this is your first time listening and you want to hear some other clips and some great episodes, it's Podcast S&P. Or you can reach us if you have any show ideas, comments, concerns. If you just want to tell Pat he sucks, hit us up at the snppodcast@gmail.com.
So just me. If anybody else sucks, they can't.
No, don't do that.
Don't let us know. We
Don't hurt
care.
my feelings. Don't do that.
Got it. Just want to make sure I was clear on that.
Yeah, no, just if Pat sucks. And that's the voice of Pat. So if you need to know who sucks.
They can't hear me anyway, so they won't know.
Most of the time they can't. And listen, if you haven't listened to any previous podcasts, go ahead and give it a little shot. You won't even know Pat's there, so don't worry about it. I was told last week they thought me and Chris on the podcast was perfect. Didn't even hear you, bud. We are.
That was on the podcast?
Yeah, right. We are proudly presented by Deal on Tax and Accounting. If you're looking for tax or accounting services, we're 2 months away. I don't want to think about how time is flying, but we are 2 months away from the end of the year and everybody having to do their taxes again. So check them out at dealontax.com. That website is now working again. Or you can email them at admin@dlmholdings.net. Chris, what is it?
It is DLM Tax and Accounting.
Thanks. No, you're supposed to say, that's enough of the business, you goober.
And that's enough of the business.
We sold that from True Crime Garage.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Pat, shut up.
I actually used to like that. I used to like that podcast a lot, but then they went to
Is that the one where you got the creepy guy who's like, we're sipping on a Michigan cherry beer from...
Yes, with a little chocolate.
Yeah.
Not that we probably sound like better reviewing beers, but I used to like that.
No, we sound like a bunch of pussies reviewing beers.
Yes, definitely. And I used to like that podcast, but then it became more of a unsolved ones, and I do not like unsolved murders or unsolved crime.
Sometimes I'll watch the BuzzFeed Unsolved because I like those guys. They're funny, but it's just unsolved. And I feel so dumb.
You know what I like is I like watching the old unsolved mysteries, and now they give you the ending to a lot of them.
Yeah,
and it's like whatever their theory was. They give you this whole 15-minute theory of what happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it was some other guy. It was a neighbor.
Yeah.
Like just there's an elaborate thing about somebody being in a music video in Los Angeles. They saw him alive 6 months after. Like, no, he was dead 3 minutes after that.
Yeah.
After he was found missing.
On Dateline this week, or I don't know if it was this week or when it was, but they talked about Kristen Smart.
Kristen Smart.
I'm sorry. You know what's kind of crazy is it was a podcast. So she unfortunately was kidnapped. She was a freshman in college, was kidnapped, and 25 years passed.
Was she kidnapped, or did these guys just kind of abduct her as he walked her back?
Well, they figured she was at the time. They thought she was kidnapped, and whatever happened. But 25 years later, a guy who grew up in that, because it was a big story, he, realized that a lot of people didn't really know the whole story. Mm-hmm. So he's like, why don't I do a podcast on it? So he did a huge podcast on it. People wanted to talk about it. And she was walking home. She probably had one drink. It was laced. She was just drunk out of her mind. And she could barely walk. And she ended up passing out on the front lawn outside. Freshman in college, first year away from home, and a friend and a guy were walking her home. And the guy,
that was just two random people. I don't think it was a friend. There was two random people.
Well, I think, but they knew where she lived.
Well, the one knew that they were she knew her from the dorm, but they weren't friends. I don't think.
Yeah, but she also, but they knew each other, so she was being nice and going to bring her home, and this guy was helping.
Yep.
And they take him, and they get to a spot, and she didn't live in the same dorm. She lived across the street, and the guy lived in the same dorm.
Yep.
So he's like, hey, don't worry about it. Go home. I'll make sure she gets in safely. No big deal. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, she goes missing, and they have no real clues because this was also the last weekend of the semester. So he left. They never did any They never looked at his. They cleaned everything up, so they couldn't get any real evidence. They always kind of thought it was him.
Yeah.
And eventually, 25 years later, because of the podcast and finding out this guy for 25 years has just been an absolute creep.
Yeah.
They're
I also think his parents helped him.
Oh, his dad did. Yeah. I think they found her body buried. No, in the land. No. Well, but he was always a suspect, but they just didn't have any evidence for it.
Any evidence to back it up.
But just that me thinking about unsolved crimes, that's got to kind of suck for the parents. I think her parents died not knowing, but kind of knowing.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's
but kind of
rough.
knowing.
Yeah. But there's always that bit of
it's nice. We started with a downer. We usually end with a downer. We usually a little happy-go-lucky in the beginning, but now we start with a downer. And I got Chris McGraw's cell phone. He's got too many girls.
It's waving. It's waving.
He's got no time for us anymore.
Shut up, you skank.
Well,
that was Chris using his talk to text.
Yes, we appreciate that.
It doesn't translate skank well though. Let me tell you what.
Well, it used to translate one word, Cynthia, and that was perfect for us. So, this week's not going to be a crazy. If it's your first time listening to the podcast, we like to go over our last weekend, which was probably one of the worst hangovers I've had in a long time.
Oh wow!
Not recommending that. And yeah, not good. But the concert was awesome. Midland was really good.
Did you that Aragon?
Yeah, it was really good. They were really good, and they played up for a pretty good long time.
How was it getting in there? Because usually going to the Aragon, it
Easy.
could.
Oh, really?
Really?
It was only about half full.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess Midland's not that big of a draw, but I like that Aragon. They're gonna have.
Well, my dad was saying that a lot of the shows in those kind of theaters are not selling out right now. He doesn't know if it's COVID related or just the shows. None of them have really been sold out. Any of those theaters.
I mean, we got tickets for $20. You're not getting tickets for $20 to anything anymore.
Yeah, that's
really
awesome.
Talking about cost of things.
Pay $10 cover to go to Carroll's to see some jabroni on the stage.
Yeah, and
That's
it's $20 to see an actual really good band. Brothers Osborne. That's another country band. They're actually going to be at the Aragon when we're in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, but it's nice to see that. Aragon's picking up a bunch of country now. Not that anybody.
Yeah, I don't remember them. Being
Here's
a
more
big
oh great,
country.
they're not playing DJ Muskie anymore.
No, I would love to get.
Yeah, you would love DJ Marsky there. So you get up to the stage and
yeah.
call him bald and old again.
He's like he might throw back at you this time.
Yeah, right. DJ Marsky.
This guy, a sniper over here. Sniper quit sniping. Pat, also you call me bald. Listen, we're at this point we're getting closer and closer to competing for count of hair on top of the dome.
That hair.
If you had Joe's hair, yeah, I get it, bud. All right.
That hairline's running away from your face right now.
What hairline do you got, Chris?
I got nothing.
He's running, right?
We're running a race tomorrow.
Yeah.
But so is Pat's hairline.
Oh, burn. Somebody call 911. Call the burn unit.
I'm not
Because he's
going-
on fire.
When we came, Pat was in the garage. I was like, oh, he's got a nice little coif. I liked it. I was like, I didn't, you know.
Looking good, looking good. Yeah. That's what he's got to do. You got to get the afro up. Make sure
He's
no
got out
one
of the shower, that's why. So.
But
The
yeah,
leave-in conditioner.
so Halloween weekend, one of my favorite weekends. I found out that Chris and Pat last week don't like the Halloween weekend.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they're not fans.
I don't like dressing up as much as Peter and probably you do.
Man, it is one of my favorite things to do.
We're actually thinking. Me and Chris on the way here. We're talking about your bachelor party, and we're thinking Halloween weekend's probably the best. Would be the best weekend.
That would be.
Yeah.
That would be good. Yeah.
So we'll let everybody on the podcast know that
Yep.
we should just plan the podcast. That we should do a special bachelor podcast.
Oh, have
Come up with all
people,
the
have
ideas.
people call in.
Yeah, do it live. We'll do it live.
It'll be real depressing when nobody calls in.
Boys, you guys are going to Boise, Idaho. What? What?
No, not in
Sorry,
October.
sorry, that must have been a prank call. That
We
was
can
wrong
go to
call.
Katrina's hometown and get and drink all night for like $15.
No, Pat. If you
I
know
mean,
what, Pat,
we can rent
we'll
out the
tell
teaser
you
when
that
it's
that's
on.
where we're going. You
Yeah.
can-
No, I was but actually, it's still kind of up in the air because
Rent up the hang-uppy. We'll do the hang-uppy. We'll get there like
Hang-uppy.
8 p.m. and just keep going.
yeah, oof.
Dance all night.
But yeah, we were talking about it. Like it's like such a weird group of like there's certain friends and then there's the drinking friends and then how's that all work? But
I said 2 bachelor parties.
I'm game for that. Totally
You
game for that.
punt the one group here, and then you take the real fun group.
Yeah.
I ever tell you that? Like I actually read an article on why I don't know if this is just women, but they say a lot of women unfortunately cannot save as much now. I don't think I've told you guys this story, but why women more now can't save enough when they get to their 30s. Like they don't have as much saved in their 30s as previous generations, and that's because weddings. Like so, if a woman goes away to college, she maybe joins a sorority, whatever. She's gonna have a bunch of friends, and she's got her high school friends. So now she's got from 20 to 30. She's probably gonna have like maybe 6 to 7.
Oh, man.
And then how many weddings are in? It's like $200 for a dress.
Yep.
There's 3 gifts by the end of
3
it all.
gifts. You're probably flying somewhere.
Yes.
Sarah has gotten so many invitations in just like the past 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I mean, she's not going to a lot of them because, we've got our own stuff or, us have plans and she's, it's just like, it's why I'm like, wow, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been to 2 weddings in the past 5 years.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah.
I think
That's probably us too,
I think
right?
I think that's it.
I mean, we nailed the jackpot the one year where we had a wedding in September and 2 in October back in like 2016, and we've been to like 1 since then.
Yeah.
We had like 3 in like 2 months.
What was
Yep.
Frank's?
2015 maybe.
Yeah, Gavin was after his, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been
So we had
Gavin,
we had Nick,
Andy.
we had Nick, Frank, or not Nick, Gavin, and then Greg.
I've had
Somehow-
I've had Frank and Gavin, and then Max was the last one.
Actually.
Yeah.
Well, we really don't have. So now you know why we don't have any podcast fans or friends in general.
Oh no, Marty invited us to his too. Marty's was somewhere in between there too.
Yeah. But I just thought that I was like, man,
That
that's so
makes so
interesting.
much sense.
It's so
yeah.
interesting.
Especially now, like I'm starting to look at prices for
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, geez, this is way more expensive than it. Like
$20,000 I
would be-
think is the minimum you're gonna have.
If they hear the word wedding, the price goes up like 20%.
Yeah,
That's why you gotta say big podcast.
but like even just like the women's dresses are so expensive compared to what guys have to spend to rent or even buy a suit.
It's just tuxedo shirts, right, Joe, for the guys in your
That's
wedding?
exactly what it's gonna be. Yep.
You also got to think like, and most like people want to rent out of college. You're not putting anything. You're not putting any equity away. You're wasting money on rent. So
Yeah.
people like our age. I just saw Mike sent us an article that from Bloomberg that the U.S. government is. I haven't read anything on it yet, so I got to. But they're going to provide a bond that gives you 7.5% interest.
I heard about this. Yeah, I heard about this. I got a bunch of bonds. As you would probably from family and stuff when you're young and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean,
and,
Chris got a bunch of U.S. bonds.
Yeah, but the interest rate on those were 4% back then,
Yeah.
and then sometime after I think 97 or 98, it turned to they would change them. It almost turned into like the bank.
Oh, it fluctuated?
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
so you're getting like 1%?
Oh, you're getting
Oh.
yeah, and I'm like, I'll just cash these. I'll save the ones that are 4% because those are better than anything you're
Yeah.
going to get anywhere.
You just need to make sure that you let your tax account know that.
Yes.
So that you report your interest income, right, Chris?
Yes.
Right, baby, right.
What interest income?
I'm sure the government will know.
That happened to me. Like I had a bunch of bonds, not last year, maybe 2 years ago, on the last tax return. That I got a thing from Chase saying, "Hey, here's your interest," and I was like, damn, I forgot about this." I was like,
Son of a beep!
Yep.
You son of a
Where we at, Craig?
We're clear, 1540.
bitch! You son of a bitch!
If you're a first-time listener, we have one rule on the Saturday Night Pregame podcast. Actually, 2 rules. Don't say anything derogatory. And the second rule is do not swear within the first 15 minutes of the podcast.
And they usually go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
you've done a pretty good job.
First 15 went really quickly.
You've been talking a lot of Debbie Downer like stories here.
I'm sorry, Chris. You know, how about I cheer us up with a little Line and Kugel collaboration lager?
Oh,
I
please.
got that right. I was been saying that in my head for a good 15 minutes.
Can you give me? Are there any instructions you can read about the beer?
Sure.
Why don't
Would
you
like?
wait until he pulls the can out? Maybe there's a
I'm
nice
sorry.
little description on it,
I thought he
and
saw
he can
something.
lay those golden pipes out for everybody.
If you want to know what Chris is talking about, check out our YouTube.
Oh, there's
page.
writing back on the can. Terrific.
I got you, babe. Don't worry.
We should
Unless-
make this
wait,
like a
let's-
running game where like each week somebody else
is
reads
doing
the
it.
description.
Oh, let's go, Pat. Let
Yeah.
me hear it, baby.
Oh, God, nobody's going to hear it. Come on.
Yeah, I just said it. No one heard it.
Go ahead, please.
Oh, me.
Yep, go on. Speak up. Say it with your chest.
Speak into the microphone.
To the microphone.
To the microphone.
Not your bald head. I get them confused sometimes.
This is Sniper. He's sniping tonight.
Man.
Pat got hurt with that hairline comment.
With over 550 years of combined brewing experience, this collaboration between Leinenkugel and Hofbrau Munich. That's Munich, really? That's so much of it than the American spelling. Is a blend of German tradition and American
It's got the
ingenuity.
little U with the 2 dots.
Yeah, I never know how to say that word.
Actually, I think Pat may have been right. It might be mutual.
Brewed in the spirit of, oh, good God.
Wait, let's see.
No, go on.
Reinheitsgebot. Leinenkugel's
Oh,
collaboration lager is an amber lager brewed with imported German malts and a unique American hops to create a beer that is flavorful, balanced, and refreshing. Kind of like Coors Light.
Ryan Heights.
Hey, Coors Light. We'd like to, for the, 57th time, ask, please, just notice us. Give us a little wink.
Now, is this Hofbrau thing the same as the restaurant
I was thinking the same thing. I think it is, because that's,
Yeah,
100%
because you got
believe-
the same.
logo, right?
Yeah.
But are they, so they're
That
not
restaurant's gone to
Rosemont.
Rosemont, yeah.
Is there any other ones?
There's still. I think there's still one in Milwaukee. Where they had that nail game.
Oh, that's good.
I do not like that.
And then I don't know if there's any in the city of Chicago. To be
That's
honest,
like-
anymore. They used to have one in Wicker
That's
Park.
maybe- yeah.
They have one in
I think
Wrigleyville.
I wonder if they still do.
No, the Wicker Park one's gone.
No, I'm sorry, the Lincoln Park one.
No,
Where-
I don't know. There used
There's
to
like
be
a
one.
German place.
There was a German place in Lincoln Park, right across from like that Irish bar.
Yeah, Irish
Frozen.
Ice.
Frost
It's
is what it was.
not there anymore though.
Oh, yeah, that's gone.
Yeah.
What is it? There used to be one at the Hofbrau House in Wicker Park. I think Wrigleyville and in Rosemont. I think they're all gone.
I know the one at Wrigley's gone for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the one in Wicker Park's gone for sure because that one's used to be down on North Avenue, right by where Ashland comes in.
What do you guys
there.
think?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm still
Sorry.
drinking this refreshing Coors Light.
I mean,
You know the only problem with that Coors Light, Chris?
The mountains aren't blue, and it's cold though.
It is cold.
It is.
You definitely taste
Cold activated is not working on this can.
the
It's
second
effective.
taste was better than the first one. Maybe because I'm drinking a Coors Light and a switch that didn't go so well.
It is a 5.4% alcohol.
I find it to be okay.
It's got a sweetness to it, which I guess is that malty part.
I kind of like that.
Like just a little.
I'm trying to think what it reminds me of. Is
problem
it a
is the-
31 too?
The problem with this beer is that I would not want to drink many of these.
Pat, there's a lot of beers that you wouldn't want to drink many of. So
This is true, Christopher. Good call.
I can get that, Pat.
I got a Mexican lager downstairs that I don't want to drink a lot of either.
Modelo.
No.
Special?
I had Dos Equis last night. I like Dos Equis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like a Dos Equis.
I like a Pacifico. I had a,
That's good. That's
a-
good with the lime.
what was it, like a peach American Ale last
That
night. I
sounds
forgot
terrible.
the name of it. Actually, I Instagrammed it out. on Podcast S&P. Check us out on Instagram. It was really good. Like it's one of those ones on a Friday night because I had maybe 1 beer, 2 beers on a Friday night, and it gets you going. Like
How strong was the peach taste of it?
Not at all. It was definitely more hoppy than the peach.
So it's not a Dunkin' Donuts refresher.
It's not a Chris would not be like, this is a refresher. What do you think, Chris? I know we got your
185.
What time we at?
6:30.
At 185.
Yep. We might eat by 10 o'clock tonight, guys, if we're lucky.
We can always pop up that grill.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, we were just bringing it in here. Check us out again at Podcast S&P. You'll see the brisket that we have on the grill, Chris. And we are currently at 185. We need to get to 205. We're also watching, and then I think this is a great segue. Way to go, Pete. Into UFC fights tonight.
Don't hurt yourself too much.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, give me that pat. Give me that pat on the back.
You're gonna break your shoulder there, dog. Jerking
know.
yourself off.
Ooh, hey, that's later.
Coming in hot, Chris.
That's what I tend to do.
It's a post-race
I like to
celebration.
take, you know. I like to,
Chris,
In front of
I did it.
Oh no! Sorry, Pat. My bad.
yes, terrific. That should be a shot in and of itself, right
So
there.
Sorry, buddy.
for those that cannot see,
You'll never
everybody.
see. Yeah,
yeah,
That's a lot of beer.
Pierre spilled his beer.
Peter, happened to knock over his beer, and it spilled. It was a little bit, but then as we're looking at the damage from this,
It
it
just
starts
explodes.
fizzing and exploding all over the place.
I guess I gotta watch this thing finally.
So as I was saying before, I got rudely interrupted by Peter's beer spill. You know, I do snipe, but like I like to be quiet for like 10 minutes and then
It's
chime in
because,
with
you're
the-
afraid of swearing and also
Yeah,
sniping.
exactly,
You can't do one or the other without the other.
exactly. For me, I can't. It's impossible.
Just probably just put a couple towels in there or something.
Yeah, just right here. This is pretty dry. Maybe
It's real dry.
Kinda. You know what's kind of crazy? Pat's house is gonna fucking smell like smoke. Like I'm starting to get wafts of the fruit
from
tree
the-
smoke.
yeah,
Smells
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Also,
Alright,
treat it as a
guys.
I was
fun
thinking we're all gonna have to take showers tonight because
Oh yeah.
with that grill
Or-
and the
Or you
fire
just get
pit.
really. You know what we used to do when I wrestled in high school? We would just come in stinky. Just absolutely stinky. Because then the wrestler would be like, "Oh, I don't want to touch this dude." Yeah, it was a great combination of not getting hurt.
That's funny.
There you go. Thanks, Pat. Listen, next time I'll bring a bed.
I feel like I'm a big daddy and just throwing newspapers on my table here. As spills are going on.
I'm the worst. Like I spill everywhere. Like food wise, I'm the worst. I had a girlfriend that I would just pick up food and would fall on the table and I would just eat. I would just 5-second rule. Not a fan of that at all.
Well, you grew up in a house where otherwise someone would eat that food if you didn't grab it, Peter.
That's true. When you grow up with 4 siblings,
Chris McGraw's like, ah!
It's
Fighting hands.
it's it's a doggy dog world, boys. But let's get into the UFC fights tonight. Chris, would you
Yes,
mind?
let's.
You want to pull them up real quick?
Oh, it's okay for me to be on my phone now?
Well, listen, if you're texting ladies, I'm okay with that.
No, I was texting
We like to see
Large March to let her know that what time we were leaving because.
Large Marge is a caring individual, by the way.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the bottom of the list.
Yep.
Is this,
And the first fight-
we're going the main card only, right?
Yeah,
No, we're going prelims.
Prelims have already happened.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So the first one is a lightweight bout between Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler.
Is Gaethje the one? No, I'm thinking of someone else. Is Gaethje the one that does the Trump stuff?
No, that's
No,
Covington.
that's Covington.
Covington was also.
Gaethje's the guy that just lost. The last fight was he lost to Khabib.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's the one that Poirier wants to fight. Like they don't like the fact that Poirier's fighting Olivier or what. Or,
Olivier, well, he's fighting for the belt, so why would
yeah,
he?
but like they don't think Olivier or whatever, however you pronounce his name,
Wait,
should
shut
be
the
the
f- I'm
champion.
sorry.
Oliveira.
I don't mean to cut.
That is the opening fight of the card, sir.
Wow, that's a good opening card fight.
There's a couple.
Okay,
like, really
who's
good
he
fights
fighting?
Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler.
That's gonna be a great fight.
I
Jesus.
like Michael Chandler.
That should be some fireworks in that fight.
Has Michael Chandler lost
Yeah, he lost to Oliviera
when?
for the belt.
But yeah, I think it was the interim type. Yeah,
But
That
that
was
was-
the one where he was. That was the one where if the round in the first round lasted like 15 seconds more, he probably would have won the belt. But then he got knocked out in the second round.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's the second fight, bud?
second fight. I've never heard of either of these two guys.
Wait,
It's a
I'm-
featherweight belt between.
Can we stop for 1 second? So do we just want to go around? Does anybody have an opinion on who's gonna win that fight?
I'm gonna go with Gaethje.
I don't know Christian Chandler, so I'm going to go with Chris too.
I like Chandler.
Okay.
I like him, but I don't know who's going to win. I hope Chandler wins.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Chandler just because of the fact that Gaethje hasn't fought in like a year and a half.
Ring rust is huge.
Yep.
I can go that. I might even put a bet on that just based on that.
Yeah.
Okay, the second fight is a featherweight bout between Shane Burgos at 13-3 versus Billy Quarantillo at 16-3.
I think we can skip this one.
Here's how I'm going to make my pick. Head's the first guy. Tails who's the second guy?
That was a terrible flip, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to like knock everything over for the catch.
I don't think that made a full rotation.
I'm gonna stay on the left side of the fight card and take Shane Burgos.
I'm picking the first guy heads, whatever the heads guy would be.
Got it. We'll go back to that later.
The third fight is a bantamweight fight between Marlon Vera and Frankie Edgar.
Ooh, I love a good Frankie Edgar fight. He's so active.
I'm going to go Edgar on that one.
I'm going to stick to the same thing of the left side of the fight card and choose Frankie Edgar.
I don't think he's going to win. I think he...
Vera's lost a couple of fights recently, though, so that's not a guarantee.
When's the last time you think Frankie Edgar fought? Any thoughts?
I think last year,
I want to say probably.
Yeah.
Probably fought Donald Cerrone and won.
Since that was so quick.
What's next, Chris? Move on.
I almost spit out my drink there. That was good.
Next one is your co-main event of the evening.
Rose
is a women's strawweight championship fight between Rose Namajunas and
Zhang Wei.
Weili Zhang.
Well, that's good. That's good shot.
The lady that she beat for the title. So she's fighting.
And I'm going to stick to the left side of the fight card and take the champion, Rose Namajunas.
I would agree with Chris on that one. It's only left side because that's how this is listed, by the way.
Well, that's all. I like it. It's good. It's good. It's good movement, Chris. I like. We should put
standards and you stick to them.
We should put a dollar bet on the left side just based on that, and just parlay all three, all whatever it is.
All five.
All five.
Yep.
Or all four so far.
Yeah. Also, I like Rose in this one because I think I think she's Chinese, so I'm not trying to just stereotypically say an Asian woman.
No, she is. She is Chinese.
I think she's Chinese. I think, and I have no clue how to say her name, but I think she's
Weili Zhang.
I think she's so upset. She's so shocked by her losing, and that she didn't think that was possible with that kick. That I think she's going to be overconfident, thinking kind of like Wilder.
Oh, so you think it's like most people get knocked out and they're like, I can't believe that happened. She's like,
no,
that was a fluke.
It should never happen.
They should never call it the fight.
Yes.
Like she was like really
kind of like Wilder. Instead of trying to like okay, hey, listen, this person's better than me. What can I do? What can I do better? He's just thinking, it's a fluke. Like I think she's kind of, and I think Rose is Wilder versus Fury.
Oh, that Wilder.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was thinking MMA. I'm like after that.
No, sorry, Deontay Wilder versus. I think Deontay never believed. I don't think he never thought he could ever lose.
Yeah.
And when he doesn't understand that he's lost, and he like good real champions like John or Joseph or St. Pierre. What's his first name? George.
Yes.
When he lost, he retooled his whole game and then never lost again.
Yep.
Wilder's never gonna win, Wilder's probably never gonna beat Fury.
I don't think he'll beat. Yeah.
And then in the final fight of the evening, we have a welterweight championship fight for your main event, where we have.
Is it 5 rounds?
17.
15 rounds.
In the UFC tonight.
In the UFC!
Welterweight division.
Welterweight champion of the world!
And we have the reigning, defending champion.
The reigning!
Good God, shut up.
Defending!
I'm going to butcher this name for sure because I don't know how to pronounce his first name.
Usain Bolt.
Kamaru.
No, it's Kamaru.
Usman.
Kamaru Usman.
I don't give a fuck.
I just told you how to say it.
Kobe versus Kobe Covington. And Chris McGraw, to round out his picks, is staying on the left side of the card by choosing the guy who couldn't pronounce the first name right, Usman, the champion.
I really hope for all that is good and holy and all that everything against Trump.
I mean, Usman broke his jaw in the first fight. Yeah. Literally broke his jaw.
I also think it was a good fight. It was still a good fight.
Did we get to see Kamaru Usman fight in Chicago a couple times?
No.
We didn't see him once.
I think we got to see him once, yeah.
I think he's a better fighter. So I think he should win.
I think,
I think you can't underestimate Colby Covington.
There's something about
He's also his gimmick is a gimmick. Like
That's
WWE,
exactly.
He's a very nice guy.
Yeah.
But
he plays into
Trump
the Trump
supporters
stuff.
are so silly, which we got a really great story about. But they're not Trump supporters, but
QAnon.
QAnon.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Joseph.
But for Trump supporters to lose one, it would make me super.
I think Covington probably plays into the whole Trump thing just for attention and which I mean that's what you got to do
For the money.
Gotta,
I just think
it's gonna sell his.
It's a better rounded fighter. I think he is.
I think
He's
so.
a well-rounded
Yeah.
fighter.
Okay, so I think, but it's gonna be. I'm super excited.
I mean, he wrecked Masvidal last fight. Like he wrecked him.
Yeah.
Little
That fight
brisket,
wasn't
little
close.
UFC fight tonight.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The brisket's a question. We might not get to that one tonight.
Where are we at now?
186.
We're moving, baby. We're
We're moving 2 degrees for an hour and a half. We're gonna be eating in no time.
Love it.
Just what in the instructions, the fat takes it can be tricky sometimes. When it wants to break down, it wants to break down.
I mean, we're letting it go.
So let's just get into QAnon.
QAnon.
The
The QAnon situation that happened this week.
That can, you know what? Listen, I understand we're an
That was probably the most ridiculous story I've ever heard. in my
We're an
life.
up and coming podcast.
Yeah.
And I get that. But if anybody who was at that Dallas march who believed JFK Jr. was going to appear and bring... I'm sorry, I just want to finish this really quickly. And bring Donald Trump back to presidency, I will do anything. We will send you shirts.
Was that because he was going to be... Was the thought that he was going to be... That he was going to drive Donald forward?
Just shoot us an email at the podcast snp@gmail.com. We'll connect with you. We just want to understand. So, okay. Who actually read the article?
I did.
Okay, all three of you did.
You want to go, Chris?
I said
Who
that.
wants it?
You're
You're
a well-spoken individual.
Yeah.
What am
Can you explain
Talking about the QAnon situation,
what that was all
what their
about?
thoughts were, and what they thought would happen.
So they thought that they don't think that JFK Jr.
Died.
Yes. He thinks he's alive. He's in hiding, and literally they thought that he was coming back on this date to put Donald Trump back into power, and then Donald Trump would succeed power to JFK Jr., and then JFK Jr. would put his old Department of Security or some Department of Defense guy as his vice president, and then somehow JFK became involved, and JFK was going to help them do this whole entire.
JFK Jr.
No, John F. Kennedy was going to come back.
Come back with that too.
Yeah, it was going to come back with
No.
that, and he was going to help with this whole entire thing and bring Donald Trump.
It was
He'd be Jimmy Carter's age, no?
It was fit. No, he'd be older than that. It'd be fake news that his head got blown over the
Exactly. So he
one other sub note of that. Some people in the Joe say it. How do you say it?
QAnon.
Yeah, that one. They I guess the leader of that is mysterious. They don't know who the leader is, so they thought that the mysterious leader was going to be revealed to be JFK Jr.
Oh, I didn't know that. But and then they
Some
said,
think that. That's not everybody.
And then
that's not a universal thought.
And then the ladies, and then they interviewed some lady, one of the head ladies or one of the people that's up there, and she's like, "Oh well, if JFK Jr. doesn't show up today, then something must have happened. And just we were wrong, and he's gonna reveal himself later on." And it's not like, oh,
It's kind of like the doomsday shit.
Exactly.
So
it's like, oh, you know what? This wasn't the right.
When I came across the article, I legit thought it was as Joe said, an onion article, and then they showed people at this rally, and I'm like, this can't be real.
I really thought it was an Onion article.
They were shocked. They were shocked at how many people were actually down there.
It's
So-
mind-boggling.
So let's break this down. JFK died
So wait, first, yes. Go ahead.
Which one?
by
Let Joe-
assassination
sorry, Joe, go ahead.
On that street that they went to
on
in Dallas.
shot in the head.
His head literally exploded on live TV.
JFK Jr. died in a plane crash.
Hard to prove, but yes, he
Hard
died.
to-
They
yeah.
found the
That's-
plane.
Yep, that's the assumed thing back in the day. From what I understand, it was a cloudy day. He didn't read his diagnostics
the issue with
correctly.
him is that he was a site pilot.
Yeah.
And he took off too late, and they think he got spatially disordered by the fact that he couldn't read it. He was not an instrument pilot. And he didn't know where he was at, and he just descended too quickly or something. And
That's what they think happened with Kobe's helicopter, or helicopter 2 is.
It was a very cloudy day.
Yes,
Yeah.
And he, instead of listening to his, the equipment, the helicopter equipment, he took over and tried that.
Basically, JFK.
He drove it right.
This is not Kobe Bryant who did this, but the pilot who
Yes.
flew the helicopter.
JFK JR, like he was supposed to fly like 2 hours earlier, take off 2 hours earlier than he did.
Yep.
Which would have put him a day late the whole flight, but then he got delayed or whatever, got to New York, and that's what they ended up taking.
I didn't know you were a freaking historian.
I saw that. I remember I saw something on this before, like recently.
Yeah. So both of those gentlemen who have been gone for
20 plus years.
Yeah.
20 plus years for JFK Jr. and
Like
70, 60 years.
It's got to be
50 years. 50 years.
50
50
I'm
plus
going
years.
close to 60.
He
Yeah.
died, like, he died 62, I think it was.
63?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I thought
what you're in 2021?
Yeah.
You're almost in 20.
Yeah,
So it's almost 60 years.
Almost
So
60 years.
two very
You're a good accountant.
And he was like
very-
40 almost by the time he died.
Yep.
So
Holy
two
gee,
very
y'all
dead
here?
people.
He was like one of the youngest presidents ever elected.
Yeah.
he's like
So
40
let's break
years.
this down. Two very dead people are going to come back.
Who are both Democrats, also, by the way.
Yep. Going to come back. Somehow JFK would still have power, some sort of presidential power to...
Because the Pope, he's Catholic, so the Pope would put him back into power.
And then bring Donald Trump.
Is that how it works?
He would relinquish power. He would get power, relinquish it, it was a wild ride to read. I mean, to just explain this.
The Constitution doesn't exist in these people's mind, evidently. How presidencies work.
Yeah,
power is
it's
transferred.
one of those things that it's like as the population gets bigger,
We're kind of getting dumber.
I mean, between that and
there's a lot of echo
between
chambers.
that article and Chris sent me a video about how someone was complaining that Barack Obama wasn't attentive in the Oval Office during 9/11 because he wasn't president for another 8 years after that, roughly. That was another good one I saw this week.
It is
wild.
It is absolutely fascinating. What was the crap? What were we talking about? Oh, so
You know what I think the whole thing, just to sum this
put a
up,
bow on it.
I think the American education system sucks. Like, if people just read books and knew history.
Yeah.
I mean, Wikipedia is more accurate than these guys think.
I do have a serious question about John F. Kennedy Jr., though.
Yeah.
He was the butt of a Ralphie May joke where he made fun of him crashing into the Atlantic Ocean, and he was dating Daryl Hannah, and if he was dating Daryl Hannah, he'd still be alive because she was a mermaid in Splash and would have saved his ass, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
I don't recall that, but he did date Daryl Hannah before his wife.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to look. Well, I'll look that.
Wait, I
I'll
thought
see
there
if
was a
can
serious
find it.
question in there.
That was my serious question.
That was a serious question.
Just to know if she was a mermaid or
No. That Ralphie May
The
made
question
that
is, would
bit
she
up.
wear her mermaid tail on the plane is the real question.
No, as soon as she hit the water, she turned into a mermaid and saved his ass.
So just imagine.
Yeah.
So I want to go after the PC culture again, because this
Be careful.
This is absolutely ridiculous. So
We're getting canceled tonight.
We're about
Aaron
to get
Rodgers-
Shane Gillis before we even
Yes.
get famous.
Aaron Rodgers is an absolute idiot. He could have told people he wasn't vaccinated. People would have been like, all right, whatever. No big deal.
All right, he doesn't want to wear that mask, bro.
It's possible. You know what? That could be very true. But no, he's an idiot and decided, well, to make it seem like he was vaccinated, but never really said he was vaccinated, but never said he wasn't vaccinated.
I'm immunized.
So he gets COVID, and now he's out 2 weeks, and his team's doing very well. But
Subplot: Peter's really angry that his fantasy team is not going to have Aaron Rodgers for 2 weeks.
That's a bummer.
I still don't have a quarterback at this point. But that's okay. We're not going to talk about that. We're not here for me. This isn't my.
It's gonna make me
therapy
angry,
session.
Who do I have? I have Kirk Cousins. I'll trade him to you. You can use him for the week. Not like I'm gonna win.
But so that's.
You're made with Aaron Jones now.
But okay, and so people are upset. They like a lot of people. Fans are upset that they. The fans are upset that he lied to them, and some people, paid for tickets to go see Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, and are upset.
I have questions about this only because I don't know the whole story.
Did
he actually say that he got the shots?
So a reporter asked him and said, "Are you vaccinated?" He said, "I'm immunized."
Yeah, he never really said he was
He
vaccinated.
never said, "I'm vaccinated."
Okay.
But he did say, but then another reporter had a actual conversation with him and talked about other people being vaccinated, not being vaccinated, like Kirk Cousins, who doesn't want to be vaccinated, and he made it sound like he innuendoed that he was vaccinated.
Yeah.
And
Saying it without saying it.
Saying it without saying
Who's
it.
the backup in?
Jordan Love.
I don't care about Green Bay in Minnesota.
The rookie, whoever the rookie is, I've heard his name. The guy they drafted like the 3rd round.
Oh, somebody needs to get Kirk Cousins COVID
from
so
Texas,
that they can just keep handing the ball off to Dalvin Cook, and we can finally justify drafting him 2nd overall. Pat agrees with me on that one.
But so
Preach, brother, preach.
So people are all up in arms. Like they're very upset at Aaron Rodgers, which I kind of get. If you would have just been honest, if you would have been honest about it, here's the problem: the cover up is always worse than just being honest.
Yeah. So I actually go ahead because I have like a tangent to this, sort of related.
So and this is some people are upset, some people aren't really upset, but where it ends at is Pat told me today that the PC culture is upset that Aaron Rodgers didn't get as much heat as Kyrie Irving. And it's like, so they're saying it's a racist. It's like that coverage of Aaron Rodgers is racist.
They're saying because he's a white guy, he's getting off easier.
Yeah. And it's just like, what are we talking? Is this?
I wonder, and just to like,
I mean, I didn't
talk
realize
about
that Kyrie Irving got
specifically.
so much shit about it. I just remember
Kyrie Irving also thinks the world is flat. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But
He got a lot of slack because it was basically.
Oh, you just got goddamn canceled, damn it.
so I don't care. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
For the record, this is Joe Keneally speaking.
but yeah.
No, I'm in on that too. If you think the world is flat, you're fucking stupid. Like they knew this. They've actually they've discovered this. That they've known this for thousands.
Peter, it's not
of
true. If
years.
you go too far in the
Thousands
ocean, you
of
will
years,
disappear.
even before fucking Columbus. We were born.
You see that picture?
So there's this.
We were taught to think that Columbus thought the world was flat.
No,
That's bullshit.
The Bermuda Triangle is where the
Shut up,
the
you
world
idiot.
ends.
God. Shut up, Meg. God, Joe.
That was a good one. I like that. I like that one.
So in relation to like the flack that Kyrie Irving got and Aaron Rodgers got, I know in the NBA, if you were not vaccinated outside of, particularly Kyrie Irving played for what team?
The Brooklyn Nets.
The Brooklyn
In
Nets.
New York, you're required to have indoor music.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
so-
for him, he could play away games, and then the I think it was the NBA
No, his team, the Nets stopped it. They said you
The
have to play
Nets
everything or nothing.
was okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
The
I
Nets,
didn't know
the
that.
Nets said you have to be
And
vaccinated.
I don't
to
think
be
he's
able to
getting
play.
paid.
I thought it was the higher ups in the National
No,
Basketball
it was the
League that
Nets.
kinda
It was the
determined
Nets
this.
call.
Oh, really? I never heard that. Wow.
Now, are the rules in the NFL similar, or how do they deal with the vaccination stuff?
No, it wasn't
Clearly not.
forced. You didn't have to get a vaccine. That's the same thing with the Chicago police. You don't have to get vaccinated.
That's where I'm going to go with this.
Yeah,
next.
you don't have to get vaccinated.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Carson Wentz,
yeah.
he's not vaccinated.
And Kirk Cousins wasn't
Yeah.
vaccinated.
But like he was forward with it, and he if
Yes.
you look at him on the sideline, he's always got a mask on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
That's
and
the
but,
protocol. If you're not vaccinated, you can still play.
Yep.
But
Yep.
You don't have to. You don't have to wear a mask. Even though if you're physically active during the game, you don't have to wear a mask at all on the
Oh, yeah,
sideline.
when you're on the
If
field.
even
Oh,
when you're on the
then-
sideline.
okay.
Yeah, if you're not playing during that week, if you're inactive, you have to wear a mask if you're on the sideline. But if you're playing and you're just standing on the sideline, you're not vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask.
I think you should wear a mask under the helmet.
So it's a very different situation for Aaron Rodgers. I'm not
yes,
trying
and
to
you
give.
just be honest. Because
I'm
no
not.
one, honestly, does anybody really like?
I'm not
nobody
trying
really
to-
cares if if you don't want to be vaccinated and you have a reason. Fair enough.
I just
No,
wish
I
he would
feel-
have come out during the Bears game so his ass would have been spent in that game. That's all. That's all.
They should get a Canadian football team because Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have been able to go. They would have found out if they played a Canadian team. They would have found out real quick because in the NHL, if you're not vaccinated, you can't cross the border. Like they won't let
Yeah,
you go. So
yeah.
like the Hawks played in Winnipeg last night.
Yep.
And two of the players aren't vaccinated, so they couldn't
They
travel
couldn't
with
even
the
go.
team.
The
Yeah.
Hawks are 100% vaccinated.
So-
That's the Bulls.
And I'm just trying to understand this because I didn't
Yeah.
know the flack or the lack thereof that Aaron Rodgers got. But I mean, for the NBA, they're playing by a different set of rules and they have to follow certain things versus the NFL.
Well, I think because the stadiums are indoors, they're required.
Yeah.
Whereas
and I think
NFL's out. Those
also,
stadiums are outdoors.
like it's not the NBA. NBA is not forcing anybody to be vaccinated either.
Okay.
It's New York. If you want to be indoors,
And
playing,
California.
and California.
Okay.
So he's 82 or 40 games that he'll not be able to play if he doesn't get vaccinated.
I also think because of Kyrie Irving's thoughts on a lot of
Yes,
stuff,
he just gets
that's where he's. And he's also, let's be
But
honest,
we
he makes
immediately
headlines.
have to go. and
So
I
does
get
Aaron
it.
Rodgers.
I
but
get
like,
that this isn't the spot for this, but I feel like why do we have to go to why do we have to make it racial? Like it's just hey, it's a vaccine thing. This is what it's about. Like and Aaron
Well,
Rodgers.
for
is
Aaron
an
Rodgers,
idiot.
it was just he wanted to host Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to play football. He wanted.
Was he
Jeopardy.
vaccinated in that? I mean, obviously not, right? Did they allow him to do Jeopardy in a closed set?
You know he grew his
That
hair
shit
out
is-
for his
that shit
fucking
is-
Halloween costume.
Really? Is that what
John
it's
Wick? That's why he has that stupid long hair. He wanted to be John Wick.
Okay.
But
I think he was
that
jealous
is
of him.
that is yes, of course. Cool. Well, no, let's see. What am I not jealous about? His $100 million, his actress wife,
Shannon Woodley.
he could grow hair and a nice beard and a mustache. Man, and he's had the handlebars.
One of the
Man,
best
man's killing
quarterbacks
life,
in-
right?
I mean,
yes,
he
I might
rocked
be a little
the
jealous.
He rocked the Canadian tuxedo.
Yes!
I mean, what
This guy can-
more
what
can
can
you
he
be
ask
jealous
for?
about
What
the
can't
guy?
he do? He
Yeah.
beat COVID.
Yes.
Apparently, he's fine now.
He
was-
called Joe Rogan.
No, he wasn't immunized yet, but he called Joe Rogan for advice on it.
I think
Yep.
a lot of
He
people
asked Joe what
jump
horse
on him about
tranquilizers he was using.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
For the 7th week in a row, I got that joke.
And then he's like,
Yes!
is it over the counter? Or do you
It's a joke. I missed it.
It's like he called Joe up to figure out what horse tranquilizers Joe Rogan was on. 7th week in a row.
And 3 hours later, he got an answer from Joe.
So to tie this into
3 hours later.
we
Wait, he actually had what's the comedian's name?
Oh, Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried on for 3 hours. I thought Gilbert Gottfried was gonna die by like the second hour. Like, how are you gonna have this 7-year-old man who very Augusta wins gonna knock over on for a
Dude.
3 hour podcast?
Gilbert Godfrey knows comedy.
Oh.
He is like a
Oh.
history book.
It's
That
insane.
was so cool to listen to.
It was a great podcast. but
Yeah.
I really thought at 2 hours, Gilbert's like, how long do we have to do this for? Like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't Joe kind of like if on some podcasts like cater to like the guests, like he'll do like an hour. an hour and a half
Anybody who's
type thing.
super famous, like I think
Yeah.
Demi Moore was like 55 minutes. Jamie Foxx
Wasn't
like,
didn't like the first like Elon Musk one he do like was only like an hour and a half, or maybe it was like the guy from Twitter or something.
Oh yeah, and then he had him back.
Yeah, he had him back, but
Yeah.
like the first one was only like for a short period of time.
I think for him, if the people he has will stay around, he'll play it. But if they have to end it early, he'll end it early.
Okay,
yeah.
But so
Brian, how long would you be on Joe Rogan for?
10 minutes.
Brian's got things to do.
Brian would be 30 minutes late to it.
yeah.
He'd be 30 minutes late. Joe would be upset.
Ken Griffin would call and be like, "Hey, get your ass back to work." You'd be like, "Shit."
My network's down.
All right, so let's just dive into this real quick. Where we at, Joe?
shit.
Time wise, baby.
46 minutes.
46. Ooh, this one's flying today. So,
Yep.
Pat
We
was
got
nice
some
enough.
whiskey.
Pat was nice enough to share his Flavion.
Flaviar.
Flaviar, jeez.
Flame on!
Flame on! And it's called the Iron Smoke. Or wait, no, I lied about it. That's C, right? Joe?
This is Iron Smoke. Yes, Iron Smoke.
Okay, Iron Smoke. It's got flavors of butterscotch, caramel, apple, spicy. It's ashy. It's sweet. It's Chris is gonna get kicked in the face. Oak, marshmallow, and vanilla.
This is what keeps selling the top 100.
I was thinking chicken. What's this?
This is.
It does have an apple to it though.
So that's what it says. It says Applewood smoked
Yeah.
straight bourbon whiskey.
I feel like it's got a little bit of a
bottled
it's
by Alamo Distilling in San Antonio, Texas.
Yes.
Oh wow, I never realized that.
So
What,
when
that
you
was in
use-
Tejas?
Tejas and Texas are the same. Yeah.
You never
Did
realized?
you not know that Flo Rida
Are
is
you?
Florida?
Are you?
I'm 100% yeah. I only heard it in relation to food.
Joe, did you realize that Flo Rida is Florida?
Give me that joke
Well,
one
that
more
I
time,
knew
Pat.
that.
Give me that joke one more time, Pat.
Well, I must make sure you knew that.
Peter,
Yeah.
did you know that Flo Rida was Florida?
I was actually
That's definitely a clip because it's gonna be 7 times Pat says. Hey Joe, did you know Florida was Florida?
Hey Joe,
Did you know?
Flo Rida is Florida.
that's a sound in my mind exploding.
Did you also know that Florida Georgia line is Florida and Georgia and the line that because they connect are their neighbors?
Yeah, they're right there. They kiss each other.
Really? Is that? I didn't know.
They're
geography.
kissing cousins, baby.
Geography's hard.
I'm so bad at geography.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
The best was so Pat.
That's got a sweet taste.
Yeah, not bad. I like that. I'm remodeling my parents' bathroom, and we're talking about the run. So we're all everybody here except for Pat and Brian are doing
That stupid bitch.
The hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate
5K
Chicago.
/ 15K.
Actually, the hot chocolate run is you can do it throughout the United States. Like you can do it in Hawaii,
Yeah, it goes
Florida,
up, yeah.
Nashville, and
Do they serve hot chocolate all of them?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Just this one.
At
I mean, in Hawaii it's warm. I don't think they serve hot chocolate. It's
Some of them
They
they serve
call
mashed
chocolate. Or
potatoes.
Yahoos.
Some of them they
Yeah.
serve mashed potatoes,
Yoo-hoos.
Pat.
Yoo-hoos.
Is that in Idaho? Where did the potatoes?
And Pat's like, where's your? Because Chris gave him like literally detailed directions on where he'll be running tomorrow, And he's like, Pete, where are you going to be running? Because, I'm doing the 15K, and Chris is doing the 5K. And I was like, Pat, I'm just going to go where they tell me to go. I know I passed Brian's apartment. I take a quick look at it, and then
We walked right past your place, yeah.
I'll be waving at you guys.
We'll be waving to Joe and Peter.
Wake
That's
up
about it.
nice and early. We'll be running past there.
So I told Peter, we know you're not going to be the lead because you lost otherwise.
Oh, no. Definitely not. Because, there's old men who are like, let's go. They corral you, Pat.
Okay.
I'll be okay.
So you're like cattle.
They hand you like
Chocolate
melted chocolate
yes.
chips.
Just as you want as you're running down the street.
No, that's what happened to me. I was running down, and I was like whatever halfway through it, and someone's handing out little Dixie cups.
You're like, oh, water, yeah.
Oh, this is a nice, refreshing glass of water.
They were fucking M&Ms.
It's back to M&M's. Like, what is this shit?
I'm not even kidding you. They're like in one of the stations, they'll throw up and down, but they'll throw like Hershey Kisses.
Yeah.
And you're like, how? I'm running. How am I going to open a Hershey Kiss?
Pierre's running, not paying attention. Smack right in the forehead, Hershey kiss. What is this?
That must be for like deep
Oh,
corral.
yes.
For the people that are walking.
That's for all like the people who
Did you
go out
say
there.
D-Corral?
Yeah.
I got my corral.
That was a sly one.
That was so good. It makes me so angry.
If it was
Joe's face is like a tomato
I
right now.
am so mad right now. Yeah, it bothers me.
the best part of that is no
wanted-
one on the podcast will ever understand that as well as. But also, Brian just slid it in, and the only person who really caught that was Joe because it really upsets Joe.
I wanted to tell Chris last time today, and this being a secret to you, just to piss you off.
I was really hoping you did.
I got my fucking thing. And I saw D on there, and I was like, D? Why the fuck am
for
I
these
in
nuts?
D? Yeah, suck D's nuts, because you're in the back, bitch. I'm like, why am I all the way back here? And I think you made a great point. It's because I missed that Bucktown. I missed that Bucktown.
Your time is still pending. You're still going, Joe.
I'm still waiting for you to run that bad boy.
Did not finish.
That Sarah on the floss mower, she started it, but never finished.
Yeah, just stopped. I got to the town, and
Yeah,
the finish line was right
And
there.
the clock is still going.
Yeah.
she finishes next.
There was a
year.
coffee shop. I had some breakfast.
Yeah.
Great Sunday.
Yeah.
This city's wonderful.
Yep.
Crap, I'm trying to think. There was something else I wanted to talk about that we.
Is it Chris's Tig Ol Bitties?
Separate or something? Or?
Yeah, it was just kind of things that were kind of happening throughout. QAnon was phenomenal.
That was wild.
Aaron Rodgers was phenomenal. We could start. I can think about it. Do you want to go? You got some Tig Ol Bitties?
Tig Ol
First of all, Joe is. If you're betting on Joe's bets, he's been killing it. Money is just killing the money. Pat Lynch's 3-team parlay when he was a little tipsy last week was absolute.
Do we double down? I got one of the games right. One of three.
Oh, Lord. Terrific.
Absolute garbage.
Should I double down for
Garbage.
Let me double down this week.
All right, Pat. You got to fix it.
So you just do the opposite.
And Pat still has not touched a Gold Slugger shot.
I had a shot of Jack Fire last week. That counts. Right?
No, it doesn't.
I said we
counts as one
agreed. We
of the
agreed it
other-
counted.
We
Hey,
got it.
Chris, should we give Brian the joke test?
Yeah.
Yeah? You know the joke. I don't really know the joke. So last week, Chris and I and Pat wasn't really, but
Pat was a Bob Vila impersonator.
me and Chris were Forrest Gump.
I didn't realize we had the official Forrest Gump uniform going on. All right, that was not
Bob
made clear to me
Vila.
ahead of time.
We covered bases. We got him the hat. All he had to do was get a shirt and some decent pants.
You got to
I
buy
had the right pants.
You did. Close enough.
Close enough. I'll give you that. Fair enough. But he had a green shirt.
And then he had black.
It was blue,
Oh, I've seen this
dark
one.
blue.
Yeah.
I've seen this one. Yeah.
So we had everybody.
You even had the Nikes down.
Oh,
dude. Absolutely.
Patrick
fire.
McGraw
Those
and
are
Patrick
two
Lynch
genuine-
over here.
Those are two genuine Forrest Gumps.
And a Bob
Yeah.
Vila impersonator.
And what did Max say? The colorblind friend.
That was just
Someone told me I was Lieutenant Dan. I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
are you Lieutenant Dan?
They both had the nice light blue, the same colored khakis, the white Nikes, and Pat comes in with black Nikes and a dark blue checkered shirt.
Pat's
Yeah,
giving me more of a Trump rally.
he looks like Didn't even have that Bubba Gump hat, but goddamn.
Someone did call me like Trump 2024. Oh, wrong hat. Sorry, buddy.
Oh my god.
So, but we were at a bar. we're all 3 sheets to the wind, just having a great time. And somebody came up and asked us this joke. And Chris is the only one who got it. Me and Pat literally was stumped for a good probably 10 minutes. And Chris had to explain it to us because we're not very smart.
So
Those
the
are
guy,
best jokes.
Yeah,
so the guy sat there and he's like, "You guys are Forrest Gump." We're like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know what? Do you know what generation Forrest grew up in?" And it's like sitting there, and I'm like, "Well, I grew up in the '60s." He's like, "No," and like we're looking around, like not quite understanding his question. He's like, "He grew up in Gen A."
Oh, I get it.
That's good. Like,
To be fair, bro, you have 17 beers and see if you got the joke before
Yeah.
that, right?
I was just looking at him like, Gen A, okay, I get it. And then Chris
Beer-
was like, Gen A.
I was thinking about what is generation?
Pierre's like sitting there, he's like, "I don't get it, but it's good." I'm like, "Pierre, what's the most beautiful name in the world?" He's like, "Gen A." And then he's like, "Oh, I get it! Oh, I get it!"
It's happening.
I was so drunk that I was ordering a shot of Jack Fire at the time, right? So that should tell you where I was at in this state of mind.
That guy's been waiting to reuse that joke since the 90s.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Oh, back pocketed.
Yeah,
I actually saw-
it's happening.
I actually saw him
Yeah.
crab dance
He's
out of the
like,
bar
thank
afterwards.
God one of them got it.
He reached deep
That guy-
down in that pocket
that
to
guy-
pull that one out.
That guy regretted his decision immediately because Pat then talked his ear off for the next 20 minutes. And they were looking at me like, "Please help me," because some other guy had cornered Peter at the bar and was like, Peter's like, "Please help me." And I'm like, "I'm not helping anyway."
It just proves that no good deed goes unpunished, all right?
There you go.
Run, Forrest, run.
Run, Forrest, run, baby. That was so good. Oh, man. Chris, you want to give some Tig Ol Bitties? Because you've been on fire, too. You've been...
I've been pretty
Yeah,
good.
We stayed away from the over-under that you said, and that was
Yeah.
good.
And then we did the Bears and said take the over on that one.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the other one.
No.
But I got a couple for the Pittsburgh Bears game because I always like choosing our Bears.
You're the only one.
Yeah. Well, I like giving Tig Ol Bitties because, we're from Chicago. And why not give ones for Chicago?
Sounds terrific.
Pittsburgh is 0-3 against the spread as a favorite this season.
Pittsburgh's home, right?
Yes, 1-2 outright. Pittsburgh is a 6.5-point favorite.
Wow, 6.5, really?
Yes.
I don't think it'll be that. I don't think it'll blow the Bears up that badly.
So they've 0-3 against the spread, and they've only won one of the three games they're favored in. Home teams are 6-2 against the spread and 7-1 outright on Monday Night Football this season.
Okay. Say that again. You need to go. Sorry. Go
Home teams are 6-2 against the spread
Okay.
and 7-1 outright on Monday Night Football this season.
Is that this
So
season?
that
Okay.
means the home teams have covered the spread, which is 6.5 points that
Yep.
the Steelers are favored by, and they've won 7 out of the 8 games.
Got it.
So home teams are pretty good
Yep.
at home if they're favored.
Can I ask a real question in regards to that? 'Cause
Absolutely.
home field advantage is such a huge thing for so many sports that people talk about, like basketball, hockey, football. I mean, what is...
The NFL is crowd noise, and you can't hear if you're on offense. Sometimes you have a hard time running your offense as normal because you can't change the call at the line of scrimmage, things like that.
Yeah, in the NFL, the good fans are supposed to, when the away team is on offense, they're supposed to just scream and make noise.
Got it.
So
Okay.
It's like New
Oh,
Orleans,
that's
like
a-
the third down, make some noise.
so
That
okay.
memory came up on my Snapchat last week. Oh, so good.
That man was a hero.
Sorry, I apologize. I missed it. What was the...
I'll give you both of them
question?
in a second.
Yep.
No.
I'm trying to figure out what the Rams Bills over under is. Pat, look that up for me.
Home teams.
The Rams.
No, I
Rams
get,
are
I
playing
get,
the
yeah, I
Bills.
get your
Huh?
question.
Rams
Yeah,
aren't
it's a
playing
good
the
question.
No, but I was-
Titans, I'm sorry. So the Tig Ol Bitties for the Bears game, because we're from Chicago, why not choose? Why not get something?
yeah.
Pittsburgh is 0-3 against the spread as a favorite this season, and 1-2 outright. So they've only won one of the games they're favored in,
Okay.
and
So the play there is to take the Bears to cover.
yes.
Not to win, but to cover.
Yes.
Which I kind of agree
But
with.
then this next one contradicts that because
Yep.
home teams,
Wait, so why are you giving me Tig Ol Bitties that are not going to work for me?
because I like to fuck with you.
You just my brain
Yeah.
can't handle it. Bud.
But no, this one may be a little bit better. Home teams are 6-2 against the spread and 7-1 outright on Monday Night Football
It's
this season.
52.5 for the.
So
you know what I like on that game?
you could take Pittsburgh not to cover, but it makes a sound bet to choose Pittsburgh to win though.
Okay. So, but you're probably not going to make as much money. But yeah. What I like actually on that game is the over. I think the game's in the 40s.
There's
Or on the
39 right now.
Yeah, it's on the. So I like
Wow.
that. Any
That's
NFL
right.
game in the 30s, I think you got to try.
They're
okay.
two shitty offenses. though.
Holy shit!
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's over under. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what's the second one, real quick?
So the next one is Peter's favorite team that he never likes to bet on, the Tennessee Titans at the Los Angeles Rams.
Los Angeles.
All
This
four
one makes me nervous.
No Derrick
all,
Henry.
all four of Tennessee's road games have gone over the total this season.
I know.
You know what that sounds to me like?
When what's the over-under?
They've had
52 and a
Derrick
half.
Henry on all the
52
road
and a half.
games.
You know what that sounds like to me?
Streak breeder.
You take the under.
Yeah. So we're going to go with the Bears to cover, and you take the under on the Rams-Tennessee game this week.
And I'm gonna give you one more on because I like to choose these. I like to talk about these big old ones like the Buffalo Bills.
The big old titties?
The big old Buffalo Bills.
The big old titties.
Being 14.5-point favorites at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points.
That's a lot of points in the NFL.
Buffalo is
surprising.
double-digit favorites for the second consecutive week. Buffalo hasn't been double-digit favorites in consecutive weeks since 1992 when they were double-digit favorites in 4 straight weeks.
Who's
Just a nice
They
little
also won
tickle
the Super Bowl
bitty.
that year, right?
Yeah,
Dope.
they went to the Super Bowl for the 4th straight year.
We got no bet on that.
Yeah.
That's a no bet.
But that's
No
just
bet.
that's just a fun little
Yeah.
tickle bitty that you know you may not know
Little
that
history.
thing.
Little history for our fans.
What's the name of the quarterback for Buffalo?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
How many seasons has he been playing?
It's probably third, right?
Third, right? This is his third.
Yeah.
season?
Yeah, was he?
Maybe fourth.
It's his 4th year.
Fourth year.
What did he come in with?
He wasn't like
Because he was the third overall pick, I think.
It was it's his 4th year, I believe.
fourth year, but
Who
he
did
wasn't
he
a
come
starter
in
in
with?
his first year, was he?
Oh, it was
He
Wentz.
was in the
It was Wentz.
He was
Yeah.
in the Wentz draft. Yeah, he was the
So
year
it's
before.
gotta be it's gotta be
Trubisky.
4 because Wentz didn't.
They just signed him to an extension, so yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
his
it's
4th
probably
year.
his 4th. Maybe 4th or 5th then, because don't you have 5 years? Don't you get?
All right, we'll just Google it real fast.
All right, whatever. You're right. We could
Sorry,
just go with
bad question.
that.
Now
Jody,
it's time for the Joe C. Lock of the Century of the week.
So, Green Bay, they're pretty demoralized. The boys, the liar,
Yeah,
and sick. So they're sad. They're real sad.
yeah.
And that's why I'm going to pick Kansas City over Green Bay this week.
That's a bold play, my
He
friend.
was drafted in 18, so it's his 4th year.
Good job, Brian. You're the best. Here's the thing. They have the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love
I know.
as a 6-point favorite.
No, the Chiefs are
No, they're
7 point
7.5-point favorite are the Chiefs.
favorite. Right outside 7 on the Chiefs right now.
That's a huge.
Let's go. It's got
No,
an
that's
8,
not. I think Kansas City gets it right this week.
I think their defense is real crap, but you
Yeah.
don't know what Jordan Love is.
So the
Well,
Joe
you actually
C.
don't know.
Lock of the
Green
Century
Bay?
of the week is the Kansas City Chiefs over the Green Bay Packers.
Is it? It's in Kansas City, I think,
Yes.
because I think they come home next week,
Okay.
so I can see it at Arrowhead
Maybe a
Stadium.
less bold pick. Then.
Yeah, not as crazy. Okay, I like it. So we got a few. Crepet, you got your parlays.
I think so.
No,
Sorry to just like jump in, but like, are you
Oh,
guys,
please, come on
when
in.
you watch Monday night, are you watching the Peyton and Eli?
they're not on. They're on bye week.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to
Even they're like, I'm not watching the
Peyton
Shitty Bears
Manning
game.
to-
No thanks.
I
man,
legitimately.
I absolutely love the Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I love it too.
I watched it on
so
YouTube
good.
the next day because
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
Did you see him this past week where he inhaled that piece of chicken?
Was it chicken parm? Chicken parm.
No, it's like he's like, I'm not even sure that was like fried chicken. You just like, you were breathing. Were you breathing? Like Eli's just giving him so much shit. Like he's like, what is this? Is there not HIPAA rules on the?
You know what I love is like Eli will give Peyton shit, and you can tell Peyton's like, if I was with you in real life right now, I would beat the ever living shit out of you. Like that older brother mentality. Like
They both had the same amount of Super Bowls, right? So there's not that over each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, their Archie Manning's son is supposed to be better than both of them.
Except,
Yeah,
except what's his name beat Tom Brady twice, and the other guy couldn't do that.
No, he did once.
Oh,
He
he
did
did.
once,
He
and then he
did,
beat
yeah.
the Bears in the Super Bowl.
No, Peyton didn't beat Brady.
Yeah, he beat Brady in the AFC Championship
Oh, did he?
game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
good tip.
Thanks.
Good
Nice.
tip.
welcome to the conversation.
Nice.
We like my free team
Nice.
parlay.
Come
Parlay?
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting
You
here.
are right.
They also made a
He was
joke
Super
about
Bowl
Archie
in the
Archie
same
Manning
division.
having his stud fee went up because he has 2 Pro Bowl quarterback or 2 Hall of Fame quarterback sons.
Yes, he does. But
That was
his,
a good joke,
His
too.
grandson is
He's
supposed to be.
really
Yeah,
good.
I asked Pat
Did
about
he pick a
that.
school yet?
But he's in high
I don't
school.
think he is.
No,
I
he
mean,
has
that's
not.
so hard. That's so much
It's
pressure.
true. Yeah.
LeBron James did okay, Joe. He was in high school and got drafted.
That's
yeah,
true.
but he's not like the famous son of a big player.
But he was a huge he was.
You know
he was
what's good for him though? He's not Peyton Manning's or Eli Manning's. He's Archie Manning who got.
No,
He's already been on TV
Archie's
multiple
a great-
times
I'm
for his
sorry,
high school
Arch.
games.
Huh?
He's already been on TV multiple times for his football
Yeah, so
games
was-
because of his relationship.
Yeah,
with
but so was
Manning.
LeBron James. He was on ESPN a bunch when he was in high school.
I know, but the
Teabagging 17 and 18-year-olds in high school.
But that's because he was a phenom on his own.
Yeah, that's fair.
On
That's
his
fair.
own like skill. Versus,
Michael Jordan's kids were on TV too.
Yeah, and they're
They
not.
whoop Sam
they're
Pat's
nobody.
ass every day.
Where the fuck
Okay.
are they in the NBA?
Nowhere. They actually work for their father.
Yep.
Well,
Scott,
didn't the
that's
one-
what I want to talk about. Scott
Didn't the
is
one
the
kid-
Chicago podcast.
Didn't the one kid get in
Scottie
trouble?
Pippen being the most absolute biggest piece of shit for coming at Michael Jordan like that. Fuck him. Michael Jordan's a god, and he knows
You know
it.
what's funny? I saw there was something online.
It's like you guys coming at Ditka.
There was something.
Yeah.
There was something the other day I saw that it was like after all the Pippen Jordan stuff that there was a game I guess like in like the mid '90s like when after Jordan retired like they had some kind of like all-star game where Pippen and Jordan were on different teams and Jordan put like 52 points against Pippen.
All-star. It's an all-star game. But yeah, no, Pip like it is what you know what it was. It's Pippen.
Elaborate a
So
little bit on
Pippen
what
wrote a
Pippen
book.
said. Yep.
He's absolutely pissed off at Michael Jordan because of The Last Dance and how it betrayed Pippen. Because Pippen
In the last season, right?
Yeah, in the last
Yeah,
season.
where he like sat down
and
and
supposedly all the
holding
people
on,
were pissed
yeah.
and wham. And but it's all because Pippen unfortunately has not been very financially responsible. He made a lot of money in his NBA career and kind of pissed it all away. And so he's had to work for the Bulls.
He also feels like he didn't make enough for what he was worth.
He also signed a shitty contract, which was
Yeah,
nothing to do with
yeah,
Michael Jordan.
yeah.
and the Bulls were like, "Don't sign this contract," and he still signed it.
Yep.
But so he's pissed at. I mean, Michael Jordan's worth billions of dollars.
Yeah.
But they were friends. Like that was Batman, Superman.
Yep.
Like it's ridiculous.
Is he better than Robin though?
Yeah, Batman and Superman fought with each other. Right?
I thought it was
Batman and Robin.
Batman, Superman, or it was Superman, Batman, and then wasn't Robin.
Robin's
like the sidekick.
No, but it wasn't Dennis Rodman? Wasn't he like?
Dennis Rodman was his own crazy.
Dennis Rodman's like
but
the
when they
Joker.
portrayed-
That was
when they
cool.
portrayed-
But
when
those
they-
were all
Robin
days.
is Deadpool.
When they portrayed him in like shirts and stuff.
Oh, they portrayed Rodman as Batgirl.
Nice.
You're really not helping me here, Chan.
Anyways, you don't know superheroes this movie.
But
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen upset at Michael Jordan trying to sell a book. and
Dennis
it's
Rodman
just-
was Alfred. I apologize. Or Alfred.
You know what? Let's get Pat's parlay, please.
we're going back to that.
Let's
Okay.
go to the parlay.
Alrighty.
I'm getting really upset on this podcast.
First one, I'm going to take New England to cover the 3.5 over Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, New England to cover the 3.5.
I like that.
They're underdogs?
No, they're favorites. They're going to cover. They're going to cover.
gonna
They're going by 4 more.
Stephen Gilmore is going to pick off Mac Jones at least twice for one for.
They're going to run the ball all over Carolina, so that's fine. I'm going to pick the Chargers to cover the 1.5 over Philly.
Okay, I can see that because the Phillies coming off a high.
1.5.
Yeah, only.
Yeah.
Chargers?
And I'm taking the over on the Chicago Pittsburgh game.
There you go. That's a good move. I like it.
Go.
Listen, that's a hell of a podcast, boys. Thank you again if you're a first time listener. Thanks for checking us out. If you're a repeat, we appreciate it. Check us out on Podcast SMP for Instagram and Twitter. You can reach us at the SMP Podcast at gmail.com. Again, just to tell Pat, he sucks. It's okay. He knows it. We're about to go have some brisket, hopefully. Where are we at, Pat? Give the audience one last meat thermometer.
Make an estimate. Make an estimate on where you think we'll land on the brisket. The timing of when the
Right
brisket
now we're
will
at
be
188.
188. Okay.
Which
Which mean-
you know what? Because it's cold outside, we might ramp that up a little bit.
Which
We
puts
would
us
put like 250.
Yeah.
puts us where? Like just
We
give
need
us
to
a
be
gauge.
205.
and it's got to rest for an hour.
205 and it's got a rest for now. So
So
where's that on the
what time are we
clock?
at right now?
We're at
7-12.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So where do you think we'll land when the
8:30.
briskets? Give me 2 times when the brisket's gonna hit the marker
gonna be
that it
9.
needs to,
It's gonna be 9.
and then
We're gonna eat about 10
when
o'clock
we're
tonight.
gonna be able to
We're
eat
going to
it.
10 o'clock tonight.
No, we'll eat about 9. This will be done. This will be done at 8, and if we give it the hour and the rest, it'll be not 9 o'clock. We'll eat.
9 o'clock.
So when the UFC fight
I mean,
starts,
we're watching the UFC fight.
Yeah.
That's gonna go late.
and we'll get
anyways.
the burgers and we'll get some.
Yeah.
We got cold. We got a whole. We got a buffet. to
Oh,
do.
we got a smorgasbord of food. Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't go light on anything that we do.
Yeah.
If we're drinking on a Saturday night for Halloween, we're going 20 beers deep. If we're eating on a Saturday night, we're going an 8-pound brisket,
Listen,
burgers,
we're putting
sausages.
on 5-10 pounds for this race, baby.
Yeah,
all right?
buddy. All right. Hey, listen, again, thank you for checking us out. Have a great week. Hit us up.
JFK Jr. is coming back, guys.
Bye!